Right now, friends, family, and the Madison community remember the life of 11-year-old Anissa Scott.
This is News 3 Now at 6.
Anissa prayed, and I quote, "God, can you please heal our city?" I said, Anissa prayed, "God, can you make it better?"
Thanks for joining us. The Madison community is coming together today to celebrate the life of Anissa Scott, the 11-year-old girl who died after being shot while riding in a car in Madison last week. Beginning celebrations this morning, Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway and State Representative Sheila Stubbs presented city and state proclamations to the family.
And let me just say on behalf of all of my staff, many of whom are here, and the entire city, how much we grieve and how much this entire community grieves.
Scott died after being taken off of life support on August 13th, 2 days after the shooting. She had suffered a head injury. Her family said she had been placed in a medically induced coma following surgery. Family and friends celebrated Anissa's life through word and song at Bree Stevens Field this afternoon. Our Gabriella Becerra attended that service and joins us now to share how loved ones remembered Anissa. Gabby.
Amanda, her family called it a homecoming celebration for Anissa, full of her favorite things like monster trucks, the color red, and basketball. This sea of red and white proves that Anissa was loved by many.
You had a big heart, for sure.
Friends and family shed light on what it was like to know
Anissa, piece of pie. You are a beautiful young lady that left us too soon.
and love Anissa.
You will forever live in our heart. All of our hearts.
Anissa's death is a loss that touches everyone in this stadium.
That bullet, which changed the life of that family and this family forever.
I'm sorry it had to come this way, but I'll be there soon.
And sometimes those words weren't so easy to say.
The past 11 years with you has been a blessing, and I appreciate everything you've ever done for me.
But her loved ones remain strong
We love you, Anissa.
and hopeful that her death will be a force for change.
1111 will continue to speak out, show out. It will always mean something to all of us.
And we're going to always love you forever, baby.
After the private services, the public was allowed inside for a quick viewing. They were also able to watch the services on a big screen outside after a unity march. Our Tahalil Mohedin followed along with that and shares the community's message.
I know it's a sad occasion, but remember, we're all here to remember Anissa.
Bullets don't have a name on them. So while they're shooting, they could try to shoot their target, but they probably, you never know. You could be trying to shoot somebody and it could hit somebody else.
A reality this community knows all too well.
But Anissa was taken from us far too soon.
It's just not okay. People's lives shouldn't be taken for no reason.
Really sad and unfortunate that this is what brought everybody together.
Some knew 11-year-old Anissa Scott well, others didn't. But together, they shared one message.
Just stop the gun violence, period.
I just talked to my mom and my grandma, and I told them, like, they need to take away all guns.
Black children matter.
For one mom, this tragedy hits especially close to home.
He worries about his safety now. He worries about being outside playing. He even had concerns about being here today.
When I say Anissa, you say Scott. Anissa, Scott. Anissa, Scott.
Just in fear that someone would drive past and start shooting.
She says it breaks her heart to know that at just 9 years old, this is what her son is thinking about.
I really have no words. I just want him to know that, I'll protect him at any cost.
Young friends of Anissa say there's still reason to hope.
If we can all come together, there won't really be no more violence, and then people won't have reasons to shoot.
Before being escorted to the funeral, Anissa's family did join the group at the Capitol briefly to show their appreciation for those marching in her memory.
3 teens have been arrested in connection to Anissa's death so far. 19-year-old Perion Carrion and 16-year-old Andre Brown were arrested last week. Madison police announced the arrest of a third teen, 17-year-old Jerry Ward, on Thursday. In a press conference this week, interim police chief Vic Wall said his department has seen a rising trend of gun violence linked to stolen cars and urged people in Madison to do a better job protecting their vehicles. Let's get a look at your first warned weather now with meteorologist Chris Reese.
Things have been full of sunshine for us all day long, but we're starting to see at least a little bit more in the way of cloud cover towards the evening. That may lead to a small chance to see a shower or thunderstorm overnight. But for now, check out these temperatures. 80 degrees is where we stand. Winds are out of the south and west at about 8 miles per hour there. 82 in Janesville right now. 86 as you work your way up towards La Crosse. But we are certainly much more humid. I am sure you felt that today. Dew points are now to the upper 60s. So we're starting to get to this point where it becomes the air you can wear. Your clothes are sticking to you as you begin to step outside. We're going to see that going forward throughout the weekend and into next week as well. For the rest of this evening, though, temperature-wise, we'll be comfortable cooling down into the 70s, and then we'll see those chances for a few showers or thunderstorms in the mix going through the overnight hours into early tomorrow. We need the rain simply because we're starting to see those drought conditions really begin to spread throughout the upper Midwest, but there are more rain chances in the forecast along with a lot more heat. We're talking more details about that coming up around 6:20.
Thank you, Chris. Just in tonight, within the last 10 minutes, the House of Representatives has approved an additional $25 billion in funding for the U.S. Postal Service. Before the vote, Wisconsin Congressman Mark Pocan took the floor in support of the Democratic-led bill.
This chaos is not the result of a pandemic. This chaos was manufactured by this administration and is intentional, and that's why Congress is acting today. We're reversing Louis DeJoy's disastrous actions and providing the Postal Service with the funding it so desperately needs. We won't let anyone dismantle our Postal Service. The Postal Service belongs to the people.
The bill also bans controversial changes at the U.S. Postal Service, but as Britt Conway reports, the bill's future is uncertain.
On a rare Saturday session, the Democrat-led House voting on legislation allocating $25 billion for the financially strapped agency.
The American people do not want anyone messing with the post office.
The bill also aims to ban operational changes that have slowed down mail service around the country. Democrats argue the changes would have hurt mail-in voting ahead of the November election. But during a Senate hearing Friday, Postmaster General Louis DeJoy denied those claims. House Republicans argue the agency is not running out of money and will have enough funds to handle election mail.
The Postal Service has over $15 billion cash on hand. That's enough to keep it solvent until August 2021.
The bill's future depends on passage in the Senate.
If the Republicans in the Senate refuse to take it up, they're just going to have to answer to their own constituents why they don't want their mail delivered in a timely fashion.
The Republican-led Senate has not confirmed whether it will even consider the legislation for a vote, and the White House has threatened a veto. The vote comes as calls grow for the postmaster to resign, with rallies taking place in Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Texas.
But we also want the American people to understand it's not just about voting. It's about veterans getting their benefits checks. It's about Social Security checks going out on time.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Postmaster General DeJoy is scheduled to testify again before the House Oversight Committee on Monday. To our coronavirus headlines now, Wisconsin health officials are reporting more than 800 new COVID-19 cases in the past day. That's about 100 more than yesterday's case count of 718. In total, there have been more than 70,000 confirmed cases. About 13% of those are still active. The positivity rate in the last day is at 10.9%. That's an increase of more than 3% since yesterday. The 7-day average also continues to trend up, now above 8%. 7 more people have died, bringing the statewide death toll to 1,083. Still ahead on News 3 Now at 6, as if 2020 hasn't been exhausting enough, NASA is monitoring an asteroid that will come close to Earth. Find out when it might be in our atmosphere. Plus, spending a lot of time at the computer, Consumer Reports tells us what ergonomic keyboards and mice did best in their recent tests. Stay with us.
Getting your air ducts thoroughly cleaned takes the trained professionals at Stanley Steamer using the most powerful equipment to get the most powerful results. Our equipment goes deep inside your ducts, removing years of dirt, pet hair, allergens, even dust mites. Unlike other air duct cleaning companies, Stanley Steamer cleans your entire system. Just look at how much dirt can be removed. Call today for a free inspection and save $50 on a cleaning.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Mr. Cooper, Steinhoffels is dangerously overstocked. You and your sales team must liquidate over $3 million in furniture immediately. This will be the biggest and best warehouse sale in our history. Here is just a fraction of the furniture that needs to be sold at all costs during Steinhoffels' warehouse sale. But warning, this sale will self-destruct on Sunday, and Steinhoffels will disavow any knowledge of prices this low. Good luck, Michael.
Dear Summer, how do I make the most of you? Do I kick back and relax? Or climb new mountains? I could go and get dirty. Or switch into new lanes. One thing's for sure, it's gonna be great. Can't wait. Toyota.
Right now, you can get $1,500 customer cash on a new 2020 Highlander or Highlander Hybrid. Toyota.
I like to drive. I used to think I was a pretty good driver.
But now Joe Biden's taken a sharp left turn. Buckle up for his $4 trillion tax hike. Biden's plan raises taxes on small business, reversing the recovery. He's pledged to eliminate blue-collar oil and gas jobs. And analysts estimate stocks would crash up to 25% if Biden takes the wheel, crushing your retirement.
This is just bold.
Hit the brakes on Biden. He'll wreck our economy. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
All right, as if 2020 hasn't been wild enough, NASA is now monitoring an asteroid that will come close to Earth the day before the presidential election. The agency says the asteroid was first identified in November of 2018. Its diameter is about 6.5 feet, according to NASA's data. The object will come close to our atmosphere, but the probability of it impacting Earth is very small at just 0.41%. How many hours a day do you spend using a computer? Consumer Reports says an ergonomic keyboard and mouse may be just what the doctor ordered to take some of those aches and pains away. They recently tested ergonomic keyboards and mice and reveal which ones did best. Chris Stanford has more.
Ergonomic keyboards and mice might look a little weird, but that's intentional. They're carefully designed to put less stress on your wrists, forearms, and even your shoulders and back.
What we found in our keyboard testing is that you get what you pay for. Models we tested priced under $100 didn't do nearly as well as those priced over $100.
CR recommends the Kinesis Freestyle 2. It's split in two, so each half can be positioned in line with your shoulders.
So that eliminates some stressful rotating and bending in your shoulders and wrists. To get the greatest ergonomic benefit, we also recommend buying the optional palm rests and tenting accessories for this model.
The Logitech keyboard also did well in CR's tests. It has a split, splayed, and tented design meant to take pressure off your wrists. This keyboard comes with a palm rest and flip-out front legs, which help your wrists stay in a neutral position. Speaking of wrists, when it comes to ergonomic mice, CR says you don't have to spend a lot to get a good mouse. CR recommends this wireless, battery-powered model from Microsoft.
This model is a hybrid between the typical horizontal form and the more ergonomic vertical form.
Lefties take note. Like many ergonomic mice, the Microsoft Sculpt is only available in a right-handed version. But this wired mouse from Adesso comes in similar left and right-handed models. CR's test showed this vertical form reduces forearm pronation, the motion you'd make when giving a thumbs down. That makes it a good choice for people who experience pain when using a horizontal mouse. CR says no matter what keyboard or mouse you choose, it's important to take breaks and stretch often. I'm Chris Stanford.
One thing to keep in mind, Consumer Reports says these keyboards and mice take some getting used to, so maybe don't toss your old hardware until you're comfortable with the new stuff. Coming up on News 3 Now at 6, people in the South are preparing for multiple storms all at the same time. The precautions some Florida counties are taking ahead of Tropical Storm Laura. Plus, tropical temperatures in south central Wisconsin for the next few days. Chris has your first warn forecast next.
heard that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but you still need to see your dentist because getting good dental care is important to your overall health. You know dental bills can take a big bite out of your budget, especially if you're retired or on Medicare. Even a simple cleaning can cost $200. And other procedures like crowns and root canals can cost hundreds, even thousands more. But affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company can help. Give us a call or go online for this free information kit with all the details. This isn't just a discount plan or for checkups only. This is real dental insurance that can help pay for over 350 covered procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, even dentures. There are no deductibles, no annual maximum, and you can see any dentist you like. So don't wait. Call or go to sendinfokit.com to get your free information kit. Call now.
Dreaming of custom furniture, but you think high prices, sales pressure, and waiting for months and months? Come to Slumberland and design your way. Quick and easy, with no extra cost. First, pick your piece. Lots of styles, clearly marked. Next, pick your fabric. There's no extra charge here. Then, get it quick. Our orders are made fast. Plus, all custom furniture is on sale. Design your way, only at Slumberland Furniture.
What happens now? Now that the rent's due, but they've cut your pay. Now that the virus has cost lives, but your health care costs too much. Now that our president has had months, but he still doesn't have a plan. What happens now? Joe Biden knows how to lead through a crisis because he's done it before. When our economy was on the verge of collapse, Joe Biden led the largest economic stimulus in a generation and saved millions of jobs. Now Joe Biden is ready to lead us through this crisis. He knows rebuilding our economy starts with fighting the virus, increasing testing, getting more protective gear for healthcare workers, and calling for mask mandates nationwide. As president, he'll get working families back on their feet by lowering healthcare costs and helping small businesses recover. So what happens now? We elect a president who will build back better.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Sponsored by Clean Lakes Alliance's Lake Forecast Monitoring app.
Some Florida counties are declaring a local state of emergency as Tropical Storm Laura nears the state's west coast. Monroe County officials say they will be activating the Emergency Operations Center due to the system. They also issued a mandatory evacuation of all vessels, mobile homes, recreational vehicles, travel trailers, and campers.
We have to thread a thin line here. We don't want to prematurely pick up the boats and the storm misses us altogether, but we also want to err on the side of caution.
This video comes from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. It shows a plane flying over the Caribbean looking for the center of Tropical Storm Laura yesterday morning. Let's get a look at your first warn weather with Chris Reese. You are keeping an eye on those storms as well.
That's right. The entire Gulf Coast are watching not one, but two potential tropical systems that could be making landfall as we move into early next week. Not only do we have Laura, but we also have Marco. Laura right now is moving over parts of the Dominican Republic and Haiti. Then you have Marco forming just towards the northeast of the Yucatan Peninsula. The problem is, as we move into early next week, both of these systems are expected to move into the Gulf, making landfall. Right now, the state of Louisiana is likely to be ground zero where both of these storms could make landfall at two different times, but it's looking like Louisiana could bear the brunt of a 1-2 punch. But the reality is the tropics are active as a whole. We still have one storm that's dissipating beyond the Baja Peninsula, and then we still have another area of possible development that we're watching back towards the west. The tropics are going to keep things interesting in the world of weather as we go through the next couple of weeks. But also, the tropics are the reason that we have the big heat getting ready to come our way into early next week, and then we do have that small rain chance that comes our direction into tonight. Right now, the eastern part of the country, it has been cooler. Big heat has driven the wildfires that we've seen out towards the west. But as these two tropical systems start to inch closer to land, what you're going to deal with is this big dome of heat does not really have much elsewhere to go. So it stretches back into the northern part of the country. Cooler air goes up and around it, and then our heat flexes some muscle. And this means temperatures will likely be in the 90s for us as we begin to look ahead. Eventually, we will start to see a cool down. Our normal high is right around 79. We're going to be well above that by next weekend. We have a chance to see these temperatures cooling off below average, at least for now. In the meantime, let's go ahead and show you how things are shaping up for us. The clicker decided not to work, so I'm going to go ahead and push it for us. Here is high-resolution Doppler right now. We did have some showers of thunderstorms throughout the Northwoods earlier on. Those will stay in the Northwoods. We have high pressure and control that's keeping things dry for us, but we have at least a small chance overnight tonight, though most folks are ultimately going to stay dry. Look for those lows right around 66. Tomorrow we're warming up to 86, and that's where we'll see the better chance of some showers of thunderstorms around here blossoming up into the afternoon. We'll cool those off into tomorrow night with overnight lows in the mid-60s again. Watch the heat on Monday. This is when temperatures will get close to, if not making it into, the lower 90s. We warm up beyond that as we move into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Lake-wise, lake temperatures are into the mid-70s. All conditions are good. Tomorrow, a stray storm is possible with temperatures in the 80s, but it does not hurt. I would still encourage you to get out on the lake if you want to do so. 92 for Wednesday and Tuesday. Both of those days will have heat indices up close to 100 degrees. We're contemplating alert days for those days. And then the relief comes with some shower chances next Friday and cooler weather next weekend.
Woo! It's going to be hot.
It is going to be hot.
Summer's not over yet.
Yeah, Texas is still just chilling in the upper Midwest right now, but this is some true southern weather right now.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chris.
My pleasure.
The Bucks are back with a vengeance. Highlights from the bubble coming up next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
We will never let socialism destroy American healthcare.
Really? President Trump's new executive order is every socialist dream come true. Trump will make it possible to change policies according to European countries that he deemed socialist, stifling the fight against COVID-19, increasing wait times, and rationing care for our seniors. Democrats won't need to socialize medicine because Trump is doing it for them. Paid for by Americans for limited government.
Love getting prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh? With the Pick and Save app, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales and rewards like fuel points, all for prices that are lower than the everyday low. So go ahead, get lower than low. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Wisconsin weather can be frustrating. Get the latest forecast, alerts, and detailed traffic reports from the News 3 Now team. Download the Channel 3000 Firstborn app, sponsored by Group Health Cooperative, and be prepared for anything headed our way.
These deals are amazing.
I know. How do we get them?
Okay, we have to be very subtle about asking, like this.
Like this?
No, like this.
Actually, you don't have to do any of that. We have great deals for everyone.
Even without the...
You would have gotten it anyway.
Cool.
If you've forgotten what a fair deal sounds like, let us remind you. Switch to US Cellular and get $700 off the latest smartphones with no activation fee. US Cellular. Upgrade to fair.
Our seniors that are being hit the hardest, they're frightened. And I want them to know that their health and safety will be my responsibility if I'm your president. And I'll have from day one, ready to go, the best medical experts and scientists to advise on our response. And I will not abandon you. It's a simple proposition, folks. We're all in this together. We got to fight this together. We'll emerge from this stronger because we did it together. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
It's the Republican Party's turn to take the national stage at this week's RNC. But before that, UW-Madison political science professor Mike Wagner joins us to talk about what to expect. Catch that conversation Sunday morning starting at 6:30.
Well, I know Bucks fans were a little apprehensive after their kind of lackluster start in the bubble. And on top of that, an uninspired loss to the Magic in Game 1 of the playoffs. But I think there's some room to breathe now, everyone. Series tied at 1 game apiece coming into this afternoon. We pick it up from the start. George Hill feeding Giannis Antetokounmpo the floater and one. 3-point play for the Greek Freak to put the Bucks up by 9. Later, Chris Middleton, who we have not seen shine quite yet, the jumper and the foul. 17 points, 8 boards for him. Bucks taking control of the game in the second on a 13-0 run. That's when things got a little spicy. Everyone heading to the other end of the floor except James Ennis and Marvin Williams. Both were ejected after getting into each other's faces a bit there. But it did not affect the Bucks game at all. Down the stretch, the dunk and the mean mug. 35 points, 11 rebounds for Giannis, and the Bucks win 121-107, the final to take the 2-1 lead in the series. Game 4 is on Monday at 12:30 in the afternoon. Brewers making some moves, designating Brock Holt for assignment after a not-so-great start to his career in a Milwaukee uniform. He is 3 for 30, this season. Jace Peterson will come up in his place. Meanwhile, the rest of the team battling from behind against the Pirates. Keston Hiura making this a game, a 3-run home run in the 7th, but they're down by a lot right now. They're down 12-4. In the 8th inning. Packers wide receiver Equanimeous St. Brown is as good as new now after dealing with a high ankle sprain last season. That is according to EQ himself. That's what he told us earlier today. And it'll be interesting to see how he fits into Matt LaFleur's offense because, to be fair, he hasn't played a single snap in this offense. And whatever his role is, though, Coach LaFleur says he'll be an important part of the offense.
It's not just, on the passing plays. It is doing your responsibility each and every play, whether it's a pass or a run, whether you're the main target on a play or you're a guy that has a route to clear it out for somebody else, to be that assist man, that unselfishness that we look for from that group. And I think a lot of times the receiving core brings a mentality to an offense.
An injury update in the baseball world. Oakland's Ketel Marte sent this ball foul on Thursday night into the stands, hitting a stuffed teddy bear smack in the head. The team is happy to report, though, that the bear, appropriately named T-Bear, evidently, passed concussion protocol. He's doing just fine. The guy sitting next to him, though, that elephant there, decided to get a helmet on, though, just in case, Amanda. So everybody's okay. We're good to go.
Good to know he's okay. It's funny to watch it go back and forth like that.
I know, because it's just like, yeah, I know his head went back really far, but yeah, he's okay.
Thank you so much, Melissa. All right, let's take a final look at weather.
Yeah, things are going to be sunny for us for the most part. We do have small chances to see some showers and thunderstorms, but at the end of the day, that was funny. At the end of the day, most folks are going to end up staying dry. 86 as we move into tomorrow, 89 on Monday, 90s for Tuesday, Wednesday, and 30, and you betcha the humidity is going to be here. Then we'll cool down into the 70s by next weekend.
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great night.